Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope all is well. Thanks to everyone joining on Facebook here this afternoon. This is the quick trading room session. Thanks for being here, guys. All right. Guys, remember QT, license FSP 45262 is our license number. And we are also over-the-counter derivatives provider, license that is required by the FSCA for FSPs to operate within South Africa. The trading support department, guys, we facilitate the trading room. Shira, how's it? It's getting nice and warm outside now. Would you agree? I got to put away all of the winter shirts and yeah, no, man, we got to, oh, it's just in, in Cape Town where it's so nice for you guys, Trading support, guys, facilitates the trading room. Myself and Roger, we are your facilitators, guys. I'll be with you, as I mentioned this morning, with you for the next 5 days. This morning was a great session, great kickoff, nice and slow. Zulu Warrior. No band today. Mike McLean. No band today. All right, all right. I'm just checking in. Bone Collector, hope you're cool. Hey, Zeph, good afternoon, my friend. Hope you guys had a good late morning and a good early afternoon. Mike, how was your early afternoon? Hope it was well. Load shedding, definitely. I had some. Did you guys have some load shedding? Cut-off for withdrawals Mondays to Fridays, 1500 hours. Saturdays, 9 a.m. You're having it at 6 o'clock? At 6 today. V, did you have today? Load shedding. Guys, here's your phases here. Accumulation, movement, and breakout phases. Don't forget them. Still getting some guys online here. All right, let's just give them a couple of seconds to get in. Twice today, my word. My word, twice. I have to go and speak to that friend of mine. Load shedding. She's getting out of hand. Mark there. What's that COCT doing what we pay them for change? Yeah. Everybody all right? Everybody cool? All right, hold on for me. I'm ready to get going. It's 16:02, guys. A recap, I want to get as much as I can, from this specific session. All right, give me a sec. All right, can everybody see my screen here, ladies and gentlemen? We on the dollar index. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this thing started. All right, can you guys see my screen now? I'm sure you can. Am I right or wrong? Mike, you can see it, right? V, you can see it. Shira, can you see it? EJ, can you see it? Nathan, Sephora, can you see it? If you're joining me for the first time here this afternoon, thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to meet you, pleasure to see you. All right, if you're watching this later on YouTube, enjoy it. This is our recap. We'll have the same again tomorrow. Tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. We don't have a Friday afternoon session. All right. So here we go. Dollar index, ladies and gentlemen, looking pretty bullish still. This will be a very nice follow through on yesterday's breakout. If this happens, yes. If this pushes through here, nice follow through going higher there to the 114 point area. Now, guys, if we're going to take that short, like we had mentioned in the AUD USD as an example, guys, then obviously this will be good for us, isn't it so? But we obviously have to wait. We have to check it out and see if there is a close. It gives us an opportunity for tomorrow if we don't get one today. Is everybody clear with that, guys? Can I just make sure before I push on everybody's 100 with me here? 110. Can you guys hear me clearly? Let me just make sure that you guys can hear me. Can you maybe just let me know? Pani says yes. Anya, loud and clear. Where's the rest of the guys? Mike, you look like you can't hear me. Just put up your volume there. The rest of the guys are saying loud and clear. Just check it out, please. Marumo's fine. Marumo, if this is your first time, welcome to the trading room. Should I tone it down? I don't know, guys. You guys want me to tone it down? I broke up for a while. It was probably just the connectivity there. All right, Mike. All right, everybody. Put your volume softer there. All right, don't put it. Don't put it on blast. All right, here we go. We're going to the MT5, everybody. We're pretty clear on the US dollar. All right, here we go. The NASDAQ, guys. Let's go to the NASDAQ first. We had a short here this morning, and you said we want to go to 11599.5. It still seems to be moving in that specific direction. There's no issues here whatsoever. I'm not seeing any issues. Are we together? We had a 12-hour level as well. Are we together, guys? 12-hour level, which was at 12132. And if I switch to the 12-hour, you can see nothing has closed beneath. This simply means that there is still some sellers in the market over here, and nothing wrong with that short position. Is there anyone that took this position here this morning? Maybe just let me know, so that obviously once you've let me know, then I can proceed and I can move on. I said to you, we don't need to stay too long at a specific zone. We can move on. Ash did, so you should be in profits there. Ash, am I right? You should be in profits. Just let me know. I'm going to move on to the S&P 500 in the meantime. S&P 500. Guys, we're still looking bearish here as well. We got the 3827. That was the area that we did speak about. We did mention that we're still seeing the short here if the dollar keeps on ascending, keeps on advancing. And you guys can see with the advancement of the dollar, we are seeing these indices still come down and have a decline phase happening. All right. So if it finds support at 3827, fantastic. All right. That might be a nice place for some of the guys that are minute traders to get a nice bounce there for a quick in and out. But if you look at it from an overall perspective, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like 3672.4 is the area that we are going to visit. All right, everybody, it might not look like it right now, but if we continue to move in the way we are, then 3672 is the zone to actually visit. All right. Oh, I see you entered at 12018. It was your mistake. Got you. With your view to recognize that. All right. So let's move on. Dow Jones, guys. Quick recap here. Look at the pivot point, guys, still intact. If you look at the 1 hour chart here, guys, the pivot point, hold on for me. Look at that area. Well above that specific zone. Well above it, guys. I mean, really. Did any one of you guys go and test it out, or at least go and look at this pivot point that I mentioned this morning? Is there anyone that went to check it out? Anyone that went to check this one out, guys? Obviously, I'll be doing a little bit more. I think tomorrow I'll have a little bit more leeway. All right. Jacob, you did? Okay. Anyone else? I think tomorrow I'll have a little bit more leeway. Would you guys like that, though? Tomorrow, a little bit more time just to, get this pivot point concept out in a little more clear, or in a clear way. Would you guys be interested in that? Let me ask the question, because I mean, I don't like to live in assumptions. I'd rather ask the question, make sure that everybody is in agreement. And then obviously when you join in, that's the kind of value you get. Yeah. All right. So I'm seeing, yes, Fani, Anya, anyone. Shira won't be here tomorrow. I'll try again on Friday morning. Are we together? If you're going to be a Shira, but it's on YouTube. Exactly. So I'm gonna put on some more clarity here with that specific pivot point. Are we together, everybody? I think it's important that I ask the question so that we can all learn. All right. So this specific area, we're still seeing the 30477 zone. Are we together? We can go into a shorter time frame to go and get an even lower area. When I say lower, I'm saying more recent. All right, that's what I essentially mean. But for now, 30477 for an indice, all right, at 750 pips can prove to be nothing. That can be covered in 2 days. You can easily do 300 pips, 350 pips a day. And that would be 700 pips in 2 days. All right. So it shouldn't be a problem. Are we together? It can happen even in 1 day, depending on the fundamentals. And you guys know we do have a couple of fundamentals coming out there. So I'm moving on, guys. All right. The short is still intact. There's nothing else for me to say here. The short is still intact. And if the dollar keeps on advancing up, we then see a push. All right. Yes, Brent, moving down nicely. Where is EJ? Yes, Brent, moving to 88, guys. All right. Now, look at the 1 hour time frame here. You can see it's pushed down significantly once again. All right. 88 is the area that we had mentioned it could go to. From a daily perspective, guys, look at this. I mean, it's really, really, let's just see how many pips this is. That's only about 38 pips. Pulling back nicely. Yes. All right. So we're going to see where this daily ends. This is only 38 pips. All right, Shira? It's only 38 pips. We don't need to get too crazy about that. Yes. Tabo, it's only 38 pips. V, Mike, only 38 pips. It's okay. Everybody clear there? WTI, there's the 80. Etienne, I know this is your guy. There is the WTI moving to the $80 there as predicted. As predicted. Is everybody clear here, guys? Let me make sure everybody's clear before we push on. Looking very nice. Looking very nice here. But remember, guys, we're looking for a buy possibly to come soon. So we're just waiting for it to basically pull back, get some good distance, and then we start entering for a few buys. All right. Shira, you're saying that I'm struggling to understand the fundamentals on Brent. All right. Maybe be a bit more specific, because remember, when you're dealing with Brent, let's not look at the word. Let's more look at the need of oil. All right. Manufacturing. Yes, so Russia turned off taps, OPEC cutting production. Well, look, it all depends ultimately on the market sentiment. All right, Shira. By default, remember, as I've explained many times before, by default, there's certain correlation patterns that should be happening. Are we together? But there are times when these patterns are not, they're just mixed up. So by default, when something is cut, when the taps are closed, when they're cutting production, that means supply is cut, isn't it so? Now, when the supply is cut, what does that mean for demand? The demand should be pushing up. Exactly. It should be pushing up. But now look at the dollar. The dollar is increasing here. Can you see how that throws a spanner in the, in the works there? Do you see that? So they are cutting, yes. Are we together? But investors are not running to Brent at this point. They're running to the dollar. The dollar is increasing, the interest rates to be high. So remember, it's all about where is the value for money? Where is my money best suited? Now, the money might not necessarily be in the dollar specifically. It could be in companies that uses the dollar. Does that make sense there? Could be in industries, all right, that is utilizing that the specific dollar. So these correlation patterns or the correlating patterns should be working 100%, but it's not the case. And we've seen that happen many times before, isn't it so? So we are just reminded of that guys, it does not always happen the way we anticipate, but it doesn't mean it won't come through later. All right, Shira? It might just be temporal at this exactly, and this year specifically. All right, a lot has happened this year. And guys, can I please mention this to you here? That when price is pulling back, can you guys see this? When price pulls back like this, and it's taking its time, there's a lot of fundamentals that is causing that. Is everybody clear? Because look at this back and forth, but look at this nice push up here. Look at this nice push here, all right? But look at this back and forth. The wicks is high, bodies are small. And it's like almost like fluctuating inside that specific area there. Even here, look at this zone here. Can you see the zone here? There? Nice and smooth. That zone there. Nice and smooth there. That zone there. Nice and smooth here. This zone here. This is not fundamentals. That's not fundamentals. So when you see this happening, this little spaghetti, this little buffet here, that's fundamentals. Right, so be careful. Be careful of that one, and that's when things get mixed up. Right. But hopefully we're going to get out of this funk very soon. All right. Can I move on, ladies and gentlemen? Is that okay? May I move and proceed? Let's go check out the US dollar. Now, guys, what's very important about this specific point, can you guys see where this pivot is here? Anya, can you see this pivot point here, right? All right, now look at this. I'm going to highlight something for you here. Let me make this another color. Look there. And I hope you guys are actually looking at what I'm mentioning or saying here now. Look at this. Shira. This is a zone that's being respected. Does that make sense? That's a zone that's being respected. Is everybody clear? Everybody clear? Let me just make sure here first because I'm going to explain something to you with this. All right. If price did this, look at this. If price came up like this and it pushed that side there, do you see how that would have been a problem? Do you see how that would have been a problem? We would have gotten out there. Now, can someone tell me why we're not panicking in this specific case here if you were in a short? Why are we not panicking here? Why are we not panicking here? We can see that this is still bearish at this moment in time. Why are we not panicking? Remember, if it did that, went up, closed above that zone, then we'd say, okay, hold on. That's a bit of a problem, right? Strong resistance, yes. But now what tells us there's a strong resistance, Mike? What tells us there is a strong resistance? Solly, what tells us it's a strong resistance? It's beneath the trend line. Didn't break the trend line. Going where? Going up. Does that make sense? It did not break the trend line going up, and this resistance here is clear. Tabo, thank you, my friend. I like the way you said it there. Resistance level is clear. Done. There's no arguing with this. Now, guys, this is a tool. Is everybody with me here? Now, I want you to write these two things down here about strategy. Please write this down about strategy. There's two strategies that you are ideally going to find from a principal perspective. Please write this down. Two strategies. Two. And most people only focus on the one. Are you guys ready for this? The first strategy is a strategy to enter the market. What approach, what method, what strategy do you have to enter the market? That's the first strategy that many traders, when they come into this, they try to figure out. Please write that down. Guys, trading room, I'm not only going to look at, opportunities. I want to give you more than that. And that's speaking about truth. And truth is what I'm giving you now. Does that make sense, everyone? First one, strategy, or when to enter. What do you do, all right, before you enter? Basically, what do you do before you enter the market? What do you do before you enter? So some guys look at trend lines, some look at support, some look at Fibonacci, some look at candlestick patterns, some look at this, some look at that, others look at different time frames, candles, whatever it is. What do you do before you enter? Mike, that's the first strategy most traders try to figure out, right? Second strategy, the exit strategy. Exit strategy, exit. You got to have an exit strategy. You have to have it. Go ask a professional with high academics that has a plan saying, listen, I'm giving myself X amount of years. When I get this specific qualification, I want to get into this industry, work for these people, etc., etc. They start planning the exit at age of 55, age of 45. I'm being ambitious here. Are we together? Retiring, exiting at that specific moment. All right. There's an exit strategy. Everybody with me? My dad's been working since the age of 18. He's now 63, I believe. And he's exiting. I asked him, is he exiting at 65? He says he'll think about it. That means he has a plan. So is he going to alter his plan? All right. To maybe go an extra year or two? I don't know. But he has an exit strategy. Does that make sense? Now, what is an exit strategy? Listen to this. Write this down. Your exit strategy must be based on the following. Mike McLean, Tabo. Your exit strategy must be based on what do you do when the market moves against you. Write that down. That's what it's based on. Your exit strategy is based on what do you do when the market moves against you. If you do not have an exit for that, you are going to lose and blow your account. Why would you say I'm going to blow my account, Ash? Well, it's simple. If you have no plan, you are going to leave the trade to run, wishing it's going to go in your favor, hoping it's going to begin to move up if you had bought and it's in deficit. There's no plan. You are going to lose money. Does that make sense, everybody? Or you're going to stay in longer, you're going to become frustrated, and guess what? I'm out. This thing's not working for me. Is everybody clear that the first strategy is when to enter? So what do you do before you enter? Number two, exit strategy. What to do when the market moves against you. Now, please make a note. Too many people focus on number one. All right, too many people focus on the one. All right, Kathy's asking, maybe be a bit more specific when you say give an example. When you say give an example, are you referring to an entry strategy? I said some people look at trend lines, they look at support and resistance, they use a 2-hour or 3 or 4-hour candle as a confirmation candle for them to enter the market. An exit strategy would be like the emergency exit. That is a feature in your exit strategy. Now, this that I showed you here, this is not only an entry, but an exit as well. Shira, why is this an exit? Because if it broke above that trend line there, whether it was a 1-hour, a 2-hour, does it make sense? Whether it was a 3-hour, it doesn't matter. You're going to get out. Look how it's rejected there. Can you see it? Hold on. Look at that. It has not gone above that. So I would have exited. If you sold and it moves above there, a candle closes in this space here where my mouse is. Can you see this here? If a candle closes above that area there, exit. Because if you zoom out, now you are in where? The top half, which means there's a big possibility to ride this trend line up. Does it make sense? Everybody with me? So why would you want to stay in there? It's like, you know, you have a child and you're getting your son, you're watching your son getting slapped around. Why would you do that to yourself? Does it make sense, dads? I know I wouldn't. Does it make sense, everybody? You'd want to get in there and you'd want to stop it. Isn't it so? So take it to that extreme. Mike, take it to that extreme in your mind that I'm so disciplined that if this thing moves above that area here, I am getting out of this trade. Take it to that extreme because that might just help save your son. Does that make sense? Are we together? Not from a bruise. No, bruises heal. Psychologically can damage the boy. Does it make sense? Growing up. So you want to take it to that extreme in your mind so that you force yourself to do it. Is everybody clear with that? You force yourself because discipline in the beginning is a force. Discipline in the beginning is a force until you don't need to be forced anymore. Is everybody with me there, guys? Does this make sense? So because it did not break above that specific trend line, we are still beneath it. We are still bearish. Is everybody with me? Can I please add to this? Let me add to it. That's just the trend line. Shira, if you guys can write this down on this pivot point, this resistance 98619, it is beneath the trend line as well as the resistance area. Now, if price did this, look at this. If price did this and closed like that, you should be getting ready anyway. Does that make sense? You should be getting ready anyway. Because if it broke above the resistance, there's a possibility we're going to continue going up. Does that make sense there, everyone? Is everybody clear? So this works like an emergency zone. I know that I'm saying a lot of emergencies here, but you got to watch the emergency zone here. This is an emergency zone right there. Are we together? So price can turn from where it is now. From there, it can turn down. Everybody clear? Now, when I put it into that perspective, does it make sense there, Mike? It can turn from there and come down. That is why here you get ready. Here you start watching now. Now you don't leave it. You watch it. Is everybody clear? You watch it now like a hawk. Can I say it one more time, or is everybody clear? I'm giving you guys 14 seconds. If you are clear, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Ash, why are you spending time discussing this? It's technique. Go ask soccer players, go ask tennis players. These guys are repeating techniques over and over and over, and that's what makes them great. All right. Wandile, one more time. Does anyone agree there? One more time. Who wants it? If I get anyone else that's giving me the same answer, I'm going to go over it one more time. I need one more person that I'm going to go over it one more time. If there's nobody, I'm moving on. All right. So there's certain areas here. Look at this area. Let me actually write them down. Please write this down, guys. Write this down. Selling area. Here's a buy area there. So if price breaks above, it's a buy zone. If it's beneath, it's a sell zone. Does that make sense? All right. Anything that is beneath the pivot point, that X, where X marks the spot. Who would have thought treasure hunts back then? Mike, would have been good for you now. They said X marks the spot. You guys remember that, right? Treasure hunts. Big red cross. It's applicable today. There it is. X marks the spot. Anything beneath that X there, sell zone. Anything above that specific area, buy zone. Is everybody clear? So what's very important here for you to note is that when you're looking at price, you must also consider the resistance area. So if it's come down, you are shorting. You are still shorting here. There's nothing. We selling. We're selling. So even if it does this, it's fine. Because it can ride that trend line. If you extend the trend line, it can ride that trend line down. Does it make sense? So anything that is beneath this area here is still a sell zone. If we push up, we are now at the trend line. We are not in the buy zone yet. We're not there yet. We're still here. Is everybody clear? So if we here, all right, and we close above like this, hold on, and we close above like here, we are knocking at the door of the buy zone now. Is everybody clear? Because we are above where? The resistance. Is everybody clear? But we are not, look at this, we are not above here yet. So you have to mix them together. You got to mix the resistance level with the trend line. Is everybody clear? Got to mix them together. You don't just use one without the other. You need a left hand and a right hand. Is everybody with me? Not everybody has the privilege of having that, but naturally you need it. Is everybody clear? USD CAD. I think that makes sense. We'll dig into that, all right, as we continue. All right, everyone. USD CAD, you're welcome. USD CAD, we are still at the zone. We said we're going to leave it alone. We're looking at the 1.32592 area. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Let's move on. AUD USD, that should be still there. 66793. 66793. 66793. Nothing has changed here. NZD USD, ladies and gentlemen. What I want us to do with this one, I want us to leave it alone for now. I want us to see how it closes. If it closes beneath here, we'll look for a possible short. All right. But for now, let's just leave it and see what happens. GBP USD, from a daily perspective, we are at this wick here. That wick. So if you put on a shorter time frame, that's where we're at right now. Let's see how it closes. Will we close above there? Because look at this 12-hour candle here. Look at that. The first 12 hours there. Here's the second 12 hours. Will we close above 1.14422? If we do, then we're going to change and see what we can do. All right. But for now, let's just see where it closes. Everybody clear? Let's go to Euro USD. I believe there was nothing there either. Yeah, nothing here. We want to go down to 97001. You can clearly see the rejection there, 99007. That's the area we want to break for us to go for that short. At this moment, you can see it's not giving us that. Everybody clear? Everybody clear there? Let me make sure. Let me give the guys 14 seconds, then we're going to push. All right. GBP NZD. Can you guys see the zone here? Hold on for me. Here's a prime example. Look at that resistance there. Can you see it, Shira? Can you see the resistance there? It knocked the resistance. Yes, it went up, but that resistance is the problem. Can you see that? And then it came all the way down. So the resistance and the trend lines are working together. Is everybody clear? The resistance and the trend lines is working together. They're not working outside of one another. Is everybody clear? Strong resistance, and then it came into the sell zone and it's been dropping. All right, is everybody clear there, guys? Can I move on from this one here? Euro NZD. Let me show you this, guys. So Euro NZD. Hold on. 1.65290. So this has obviously moved already. So we're not gonna, this is just an example, all right? It's just an example. We're not gonna do anything here. I just want to show you what I'm referring to here. So you have to use it where there's more data. Why must you use it where there's more data, Shira? You got to use it where there's more data because you need the touches. Does it make sense? You need the touches. So you can't use it on a monthly frame. That will take you forever. Take you forever to get to that specific zone. It's going to take you, you know, so you want to use it on shorter time frames because it helps you to understand what's happening. Do you see that, everybody? Also, it's giving you the slant here. Can you see the slant? It's pretty steep. It's not as wide. Shira, can you see that? It's pretty straight up. So it's telling you what? The power of the buyers at the same time. So the trend line and where it touches shows you as the trader what the power of the push is in the buyers or the sellers. Do you see that? And you can see here pushing up, breaking, came and touched that pivot point there, right there, and then pushed up again. Can you see it? Can you guys see how important that X is there? Is everybody clear? V, Mike, is it clear? Solly, Tabisang, Tabo, Etienne, can you guys see how important it is? Are we together? Elliot, can you please send me an email? All right. All right. So this one, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on now, guys. We had a CAD JPY earlier on. We said that I want to revisit this. And you can see it much better now when you compare it to this morning. Or at least it should be. It should be better because I tested it before we came and it was fine. There we go. So you can see this area here is well above. All right. The DXY broke to the downside. It pushed the Euro USD up very much. Zeph, well done, guys. Let's give Zeph a round of applause there, guys. Let's give Zeph a round of applause. You're saying it. That's the DXY push down. Let's see what it did. Hold on, Etienne. On the hour, it looks a little bit more, about 48 pips here. $16.35. All right. It's only about 48 pips it pushed up there, Etienne. All right, for the scalpers, that's nice. Yeah. For the scalpers, that 48 pips is a dream, yeah. Put big volumes in there, you're cool. All right. So other guys, obviously, we're looking at 99593. These wicks are very important. We could see it going back to those wicks there. Okay. Everybody with me? These wicks here, 99593. Are we together? But remember, that's let's see what the hour period does. It's now 16:36. Let's see if at 5 p.m. it looks the same here. All right, let's see. CAD JPY, Zeph, it hit his TP. All right, so the next area here that I'm looking at, right there. And if you look at it from a minute perspective, guys, sorry, I'm just trying to find the higher high, which is there. So if you look at it from now, that is the area from there to there. Can you see that? It's about 104 pips right there. So for the guys that are trading it from a shorter time frame perspective, please note the following there. All right. So here's the pivot point. Are we in the sell zone or the buy zone? Talk to me. Are we in the sell zone or buy zone here? Talk to me. Are we in the buy zone? Or in the sell zone here, guys? Sell zone, yes. Everybody with me? Sell zone or buy zone? Sell zone, yes. So if you look at it from that specific angle there, you're not going to find it to be too helpful on the hour or the 4 hour or the 6. You have to go to a shorter time frame, which is there. And there's a very big possibility to come back down to this zone here. Can you guys see that? To retrace. Hold on, look at that. To retrace back to this zone, which is about 93 pips. Anyone interested in this short here? Anyone interested in the short over here, guys? Just for all the guys on the minute frames now. All the guys on the minute frames. It's not the guys for. It's not the guys that's trading from a more conservative perspective. 96 pips. All right, so what I would say to you though, it would be nice if an hour frame closes beneath here. And even a 15-minute, it hasn't closed beneath yet. Can you see that it's still rejecting? It's now 4:40, 5 minutes left, and then all right, 5 minutes left. You can see how it's rejecting at the trend line. So if it closes beneath here, this is for the minute guys now. All right, it's for a minute. It's for the minute guys, not for the conservative guys. I have to stay out of currently. All right. All right. That's funny, Jira. All right. Etienne would rather buy on the CAD strength. So if it does come down, you'll obviously wait then for that retracement. There's some guys that will want to take advantage of this correction, and then they push up. All right. Everybody with me here, guys? Can I move on? Let me make sure everybody's 100 here before we push. Everybody fine. All right, let's move on. Good to go. Beautiful. Gold. We were chatting about 1690. Today, 15 pips away, and it's just pushed up again. Dollar coming down. Look at the gold go up. Shira. So can you see the dollar? The gold is having a nice correlation. This is gold, guys. Look how it's pushing up. Look at the dollar. See you, Zeph. Look at the dollar. Dollar coming down. All right. Dollar coming down, and look at gold now. Can you see that? Gold going up. That is a positive, negative correlation between the two. One goes up, other one goes down. Everybody clear? Also pushing up with gold. Safe haven, yes, Jacob, that's true. All right, can I move, guys? NZD CAD. Look at this nice double bottom here. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at this, guys. Look at that nice double bottom there. Can you see it? Very nice double bottom. That's actually beautiful. Wow. You don't always see them like this, yeah? You get ugly looking bottoms. It's a classic, right? Absolutely. And here's the neckline. Guys, here's the neckline. The neckline, I'll just, go over that one, Shira. All right, guys, look at this. Neckline, 79477. We get a close above there. I know the guys are going to start going in for longs. Look at this beauty. It's a beauty. 45 pips. The guys will love that. All right, so at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. We can. It's a pending. We're going to it's going to be a pending, all right? But guys, pending is it's not guaranteed it's going to go and close there. Let's just say it closes here as an example. There. Let's just say it closes there. All right. $42 pips. This would be a nice scalp for some of the guys. You see there? 30 Rand risk, 56 Rand reward. You got it there, Shira? All right, good. Anyone else? You fine? Everybody's good? Let me just make sure everybody's good, and then I'm going to move on. Going to Euro NZD next. Mike, you fine there? The guys are good. All right, Euro NZD. No, I think we already looked at this one. Am I right? No, sorry, we already looked at this one. AUD Swiss franc. That's what we were looking at. So, guys, AUD Swiss franc 65446. Seems like we could go back to this zone over here. Like I said to you this morning, this was a very, very disappointing one, or it was a disappointing one. We had really high hopes that it was going to actually push up to the 6.8, but this is definitely a very strong area, guys. It does not mean it will not push up till there. Does it make sense? You know, there's a chance we can go push there, and then we start pushing up. That is very, very possible. Please, let's not rule it out. Let's not rule it out. I've been in trades before where this has happened, where it did not go up as anticipated. It just needed some more support. It just needed some more money, just needed some more guys to actually push up. All right. The Huawei Y3 2018, please send me an email. There's too many. Here's my email address. Send me an email. I'll reply to you. All right. There's too many messages. I'm going to miss it. All right. Ashley@quicktrade.co.za. Send me an email. I will reply to you. I'm going to miss your email. There's too many messages coming through in a session. All right. Going to be too far up. So it will be easier for you to send me a specific email. Can I move on, ladies and gentlemen? Euro JPY. Euro JPY. You guys can see we are clearly at a resistance here now. The 145 was the zone. And just so you do know, Shira, last week we had these two TPs. We had 139 and we had 141. Both TPs were hit. This was, I think this was last week, Monday and Tuesday. I'm not sure which day it was, but there was 3 TPs here. It hit 2 of them. This is the third one. So the 2 it hit was 139. We came from the bottom. First one was 139. The second one was 140. And then I'm looking at a 145 there. You made some dough. Beautiful. That's fantastic, man. 145 is the next exit there. So there was 3. Option 1 was there. That was the guys that got in, you know, to get out faster. All right. 1 hit TP2 and now waiting for TP3, which is more of a weekly area. It's more of a weekly zone. You know what? If you're going to re-enter now, the only problem is if you look at it from this angle, we are currently in the movement phase. Do you see that? So if you enter now, price could just come down first and then you're in a deficit. So it's rather wait it out. Okay. Rather wait. Let's see how it changes here. What we can do in the meantime, though, let's put a higher high there. And if we get a close above this, Shira, let's look for an entry. All right. 143.790. Maybe you can write that down there. 143.790. 143.790. We did Euro NZD. We're done with that one to 1.65290 GISA. All right. 1.65290 at that zone there. All right, let's move, guys. Euro AUD was another one we looked at. Here we go. For a long to 1.49129. Is there anyone that got into this trade here, guys? Anyone that got into this trade? Mike is in. Ash did. Beautiful. Can you see that, Shira? Look at that. Closed above. It's been running off that specific trend line there now. Can you see it? 30 pips in the blue. Okay, got you. Is everybody still okay? It's now 16:50. We still got about 10 minutes, guys. I want to check out what that Euro USD does at 5 p.m. NZD CHF. All right, we at this, looks like a double top here, or M. All right, looks like a double top or an M to go further down and get stopped out. Shira, is it a habit? All right, yeah. Let's wait and see what happens at this support, you guys. NZD CHF. Let's wait and see what happens at that support to take it down further. But for now, let's wait and see. Everybody clear? All these guys, I saw some of what you're referring to now, Shira. But what I respect is that you consistently went through that, yeah? I think a lot of the guys forgot. We'll see if we can get another one going. AUD CAD, it hit the 88436, guys. It was a lot of work, but did it reveal a few things to you? Did it show you? There we go. That's the aim. Was for it to reveal certain habits or things that you do that you shouldn't be doing. All right. 88436, guys. 88436. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see the fib there? Are we together? Moving it too soon. We're going to leave this one alone. AUD CAD. Euro CHF. This fellow here, 99. Please write this down. 99746. 99746. Can you guys see this here? It pushed up, came down, hit that support, but we are still bullish here. All right. Please write that down. 99746. 0.99746. 0.99746. 0.99746. Can I move on, guys? Is that okay? Everybody ready? I'll give everybody 14 seconds there, and then I'm going to push on. Is everybody ready? Got about 6 minutes left before it hits 5 p.m. Can I move on? 14 seconds there. AUD JPY. AUD JPY 97.635. We are still bullish here. Look at that. Sure. This was actually very interesting. It already broke yesterday. and it hasn't even come back. So this is a very, very strong push up. But what's strange about this here, guys, all right, is very, very interesting that the AUD Swiss franc looks totally different. Does it make sense? The AUD Swiss franc, the Swiss is stronger than the AUD. The CAD as well, the CAD is stronger than the AUD. All right. Can I move, guys? GBP AUD is the next one. Let me just start. I want to start this one off fresh here, actually. I want to start this one off fresh. Very big push down here. Very big move down there. There's a possibility we could be correcting a little bit now. Look at that. It seems to have found a bit of support. Look at that. From a daily perspective, a bit of support. Can you see it? All right. So obviously it's broken and closed above that zone there. The next area we're looking for 1.73. Let me just make sure. Yes. Over here. Please write this down. 1.73319. 1.73319. Look where I connected there. I connected it here. And then this is a very steep, it's a very steep one here. So it is definitely bullish. This one is bullish. Can you guys see this? Definitely bullish. It's above the resistance still in the buy zone. All right. If it had to close beneath this zone here, it's different. Does it make sense, Shira? But for now, you can see we are still in the buy zones. Anyone interested in getting into this trade, actually? Jacob, why the specific place on top line? This area here. Jacob, you're referring to this zone here. Jake, are you referring to this here, 1.73319? Yes, man, Shira, they said, you know, a lot of people say a lot of things, yeah? It could be the bar, exactly. This, Jacob, are you referring to the blue lines or are you referring to the yellow lines? The blue lines or the yellow lines? The blue lines or the yellow lines? Please be more specific. This is still, it's still bullish, yeah? Okay, so the question is, why that specific place on the top line? Referring to this here, Jacob. This is where the trend broke. So we were not here when it broke, but it did break. Does that make sense? All right. We weren't present when it broke, but you can see that's a high. So from that resistance, this became a high. So we are looking at what has happened. It was descending. All right. And then it broke to create the first cycle of a high. So now we're waiting for cycle 2 to come. You with me there? All right, so if we were to long this, let me just, if there's anyone that's interested in this, 1.73319, got you, Jacob, 275. Anyone interested in this, guys? Yeah, look, it's opinions, it's views, but at the end of the day, the buyers and the sellers, they are the guys that make it, right? So if the guys want to go long here, they're going to go long. All right, if they feel they want to go, they're going to go long. 161. Giza also likes it. 159.91. Guys, it is man, it's crazy. Let's quickly go to buy could work. You see what I mean there, share? So the Euro USD, Etienne. Guys, hold on. Just before I go, shoot up to the Euro USD. Anyone that wants to take this trade here, guys? 161 risk, 320 reward. Anyone interested in this one? Before I shoot up to the Euro USD. That's true, Anya. Anya, 100%. All right. Okay, so the guys are in there. There's also an emergency exit here. Funny, no Fanello, emergency exit 1.70, 143. 1.70, 143. That's before it hits the stop loss. 1.70, 143. Okay. Semi Euro JPY levels again. All right. Is everybody clear with this one? Let me just first make sure everybody's clear. Is everybody clear with this one? Yeah, I want to move on. Euro USD. I just want to check Euro USD, and then we'll go to Euro JPY. All right. So look at this there, Etienne. Look at that. The only thing is, it's still just a lower high. All right. It's still just a lower high. That's the thing. Okay. So it can still, if it closes above this zones here, these zones here, it's a different story. But for now, it's just another lower high. Euro JPY. You know, for that short, you know what, for short, I would firstly, I'd rather look at it from that angle there. It's still too steep. All right. Are we together? Remember, you need to get price. Look at this. You need price to do this. You need price to come up, and almost like, you know, go into the maturation phase and then start declining. Does that make sense? But if price is still steep up like this, are we together? It might be a problem. So at least with that zone there, with that area I've highlighted, it gives price ample time to kind of move and then push down. Do you see that? Are we together? But it's still very steep. Look how steep that is. It's very steep. Always note that. Thanks, Mark. 143. Yeah, got you. Yeah, I think you also want to take that one, eh, Shira? Exactly. So let's wait it out. Let's see how it goes. But guys, so far it's okay. We are in 1 or 2 trades. Let's see how price closes today. And then we obviously pick it up in the morning. All right. Everybody clear with that one? Yeah. Everybody clear with it? All right. For all the guys that's doing load shedding right now, all the best, Mike. Enjoy load shedding. Anyone else that is load shedding now, enjoy it. That's EJ. I'm free, I spoke to her. GBPCHF. Even the guys on YouTube, thanks for joining us. You guys are welcome. GBPCHF. We're still below that zone there. That's GBP NZD, sorry. Cheers, the bond collector. Yes, Anya. Mike, 1.12504. We get a close beneath there. Will be very nice. But can you see how it's, if I zoom in, look at that. You see that? Yeah, sure, Godfrey. Thanks, Shira. #QuickTrade.co.za. Thank you very much. Mike, do you see it? 1.12504. We need a close beneath there. All right. USD JPY back in the buy zone. Let's have a look. Hold on. Not yet. Look at that. There's a resistance there. Etienne, be careful of that resistance. Look where price is and look at that resistance, okay? And that's around 143 is where we are now, okay? So just be careful. If you buy it now, it could resist. It's resisted before, it can happen again. Yes, Shira, that must be, yeah. All right. So guys, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., let's push. I'm going to try and get more of that pivot points in tomorrow, although X marks the spot, whatever you want to call it. Are we together? Just to give you guys a little bit more technique, all right? It's actually nothing, right, Shira? 6 days. If you really think about it, and you know what? It's the I want to make the money. And I want to move, it's the money component. And that's why I'm so obsessed, Shira, with the technique part, because the technique helps you deal with that, to say psychologically, let me wait 6 days, because the reward is sweeter after 6 days if I listen to the technique. So I'm really trying to get all the guys off the money part, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong to want to make money, but if it's at the expense of you having to look at 573 pips when you could have just waited. 573 pips with 5 standard lots. That is like, you are right. Exactly. So if you just focus on the money part, the unfortunate thing is you're going to miss the technique, and that's where the guys are just losing it. All right. And it's cool. At least you honest enough to admit it, and that just means you can get better. Yeah. So let's keep the work. Tomorrow I'm going to deal with the technique, Shiri. Like you said, you're not going to be it tomorrow. You can catch it on YouTube. But I'm gonna deal with the technique and hopefully go into Friday as well with it. And just to show the guys for the minute frames how they can capitalize. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Ciao, ciao.